A very good morning. EURUSD has continued to push down lower with another daily bearish candle close yesterday following the overall internal order flow here, which we have bearish, right? So we see the push down, pull back, push down, pull back, push down, pull back exactly into the monthly and the free monthly open. Guys, this is literally the best indicator out there that you can use for natural areas of support and resistance, especially if it aligns with the overall trend and with supply zones. And from there, we've been selling off continuously in towards the downside exactly as expected. And the overall route in towards the downside towards this overall liquidity low over here still continues and remains our, let's say, direct bias. So for your USD, still looking for further downside, still looking for further shorts. We can clearly see that the internal trend remains bearish here with a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and we're expecting a new lower low to be formed. So we're just simply following the overall trend. So we're not fighting the overall trend, because if we look at the daily time frame as well, we can obviously see that daily fractal structure remains bearish. So we use the fractal indicator for that. So we can see that the fractal high remains over here, fractal low remains over here, and we're just simply looking for further downside. Now, this does not mean that we could see a pullback later today or today, because if we look at your USD on the 4-hour time frame, I'm not going to lie, the price action has not been the best or the cleanest, in the sense that it hasn't really provided any entries. Because despite me calling that your USD downside on a daily basis, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not even in a short position at the moment. Overall, we've just been crashing in towards the downside. We saw the 4-hour fractal break here, but I was looking for a more clean kind of like liquidation and then a nice 4-hour change of character to take the short. Whilst if I was just shorting from, let's say, that region of the monthly / free monthly open on the liquidity high with my stop loss above the highs, targeting a new lower low, yeah, I would have been in an amazing position. So yeah, I have to journal that and reevaluate what I did wrong there. But overall, still very nice to see that the overall, yeah, EURUSD in itself is pushing down lower. And obviously, we still expect lower prices to be met as the daily order flow continues to be bearish. And as we can see here, the internal trend still remains bearish. And as long as the fractal high here and this supply zone, let's say, holds, we are still only interested in looking for shorts. So every single, let's say, retracement up higher would just be another opportunity to look for a potential short position. Going into the 1-hour time frame, you can see that we've left behind quite a lot of descending highs. So if any point in time we do take out descending highs, then we could look for a further short position. If you are already in shorts, then obviously the shorts can be held onto. As long as the internal order flow remains bearish, we should head down lower here for EURUSD. Now, looking at the dollar index continues to do what we expect, right? Push up higher. Another daily bullish candle close yesterday. So what we have here is, again, very, very clear internal structure with the push up, pull down, push up, pull down, push up. And then obviously we come back down into daily demand. We leave these equal highs above here open. So it still makes sense for the dollar index to head up higher following the daily order flow. Going into the 4-hour time frame, we can clearly see as well that the 4-hour has given us kind of like a V-shaped reversal in towards the highs. I do see a lot of liquidity still being left behind. I would love for us to grab a little bit more of liquidity and then continue our leg up higher to take out these highs. Obviously, it does not need to happen, as again, the daily order flow remains in control here. We're in the impulsive phase, because if you look here at the 4-hour time frame and we look at, let's say, the impulses, here you have an impulse up, here you have an impulse up, here you had an impulse in towards the highs, and ultimately now again you're in the impulsive phase. So when you're in the impulsive phase, like here, you often see that the market doesn't really actually give any valid retracement in towards downside. So it's very well possible that the dollar index from here just continues to shoot up higher, take out these descending highs. Obviously we're in the impulsive phase, so yeah, you still want to be looking for those dollar long positions, meaning that your USD shorts and GBPUSD shorts are still extremely valid. Now, this morning we had pound CPI data come in worse than expected at 3.8%, whilst 4% was expected. So that's consumer inflation, guys. So when inflation is lower than expected, what happens is that rate expectations are adjusted. So interest rate expectations. And what happens is that when an interest rate needs to be lower, because interest rates need to be lowered when inflation goes down, because lower interest rates mean lower borrowing costs, mean people will spend more, and that will then in the future boost inflation once again. And this is, lower interest rate is bearish for the pound, as people will get a lower return on their money when invested in, for example, the bank or whatever. But yeah, looking at GBPUSD, obviously it's following through with our overall analysis of being bearish and well within its impulsive phase. So again, you guys know the drill. We've seen an impulse here in towards the downside. We've seen another impulse here in towards the downside. And we've seen another impulse here in towards the downside. And now again, the overall impulse in towards the downside is starting. So you want to be in those shorts. Personally, not seeing any nice entry as of yet over here. I should again have entered a big evaluation week for myself because I'm calling all of these positions, but I'm not in them myself. But it is what it is. Sometimes you just have that. Here it would have been around 1.5% in profit if I took it on the first fractal break. So very nice position. Obviously, yeah, you can target the overall new lower low. So expecting as well still GBPUSD to continue to sell off as I've been mentioning all week long, and further shorts are still extremely valid, with the overall target still being what? A daily low hit over here. So my overall target for GBPUSD is still this, that's a gray zone over here. Is it going to move there in one kind of like straight drop in towards the downside? I'm not sure, but it still does look very, very good. And any potential pullback or any pullback is just another, let's say, entry possibility, okay? So still looking for those further shorts on GBPUSD. And then, you know the reason why GBPUSD dropped then. And now, obviously, the order flow has shifted to kind of like this supply zone over here. So keep your eyes open. If we do retrace, another entry short would be possible. Now, I know a lot of you are in it, thanks to these market outlooks, so congratulations. And if you are in GBPUSD or EURUSD shorts, let me know in the comment section down below. Going into AUD/USD, we can see that AU is still consolidating. I'm still looking for higher prices before any shorts. I want to see us retrace into this supply zone, and then from there we could look for shorts again. Otherwise, it's not interesting because it's currently consolidating. Going into USD, we can see that it's relatively similar, but what we've now wanted has happened actually. So this is good, guys. We've pushed out of the range box, whatever you want to call it. We've been building some liquidity above these descending highs. So what I'm now looking for is for a potential shorting opportunity from this area of supply / monthly free monthly open. So let's see if we get a nice 4-hour change of character, and then we could have a potential short on our hands back in towards the downside here on USD. Going into USDCHF, I'm looking for shorts on this. We've currently rejected the free monthly and the monthly open. So I'm looking for a further short position here on USDCHF, coming to the overall internal liquidity high that we have over here. This is a very nice hedge position against your USD and GBPUSD shorts, so that you still have some kind of like exposure towards the dollar potential pullback. But yeah, it's nice here at the free monthly open, a 4-hour supply, and this 4-hour supply zone lies again well within the daily supply / order flow. Looking at this from kind of like a 4-hour perspective, the market has retraced into, let's say, the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level approximately. With the monthly free monthly open, I'm looking for this to sell off in the near future. Is there a guarantee that it will sell off? No, but it does look good. We've seen some 1-hour fractal breaks in towards the downside now. And I'm looking for this to potentially take out some of these ascending lows over here. So let's see if that could start playing out. Then USDJPY, what do we see there? We see the further upside. Well, this is obviously still expected, as I'm still looking for further upside here from USDJPY. We're currently in the impulsive phase. Again, guys, in the impulsive phase, you only want to be looking for longs. So we have the push up, pull back down, push up, pull back down, and now we're expecting another push up. When does the push up happen? When you take out internal liquidity. So for example, over here, you take out the liquidity in the overall leg up, and then once we get that, next impulse up, again, internal liquidity, take the liquidity out, V-shape reversal, and now the overall uptrend is continuing. So looking for further upside here from USDJPY to continue pushing further in towards the highs. So UJ is a nice potential for the long position. Also, if you look here to the left, there's a lot of liquidity still open that I would love to get taken out. So looking for further longs on this. USD CAD, so the Canadian dollar was relatively strong yesterday. The main reason for that strong Canadian dollar, if I'm not mistaken, came from inflation numbers. I'm just checking for you guys, but yes, indeed. So we had better than expected inflation. So inflation came in at around, let's say, the median CPI. So inflation came in at 3.2%. Whilst the forecast was 3%. Now again, when inflation is higher than expected, it means that interest rates are at the right level, and they're not likely to cut interest rates anytime soon, because if you cut interest rates, you further boost inflation. So those higher interest rates obviously keep the Canadian dollar strong, hence why USD CAD is now dropping strong and hard in towards the downside. So it's not an ideal position to be trading at the moment. So I would personally stay out of any USD CAD longs until further notice. It's looking not extremely clean, still has potential to drop a little bit lower. And obviously, remember where we are trading. We're trading after this bump in the road got taken out. So as I've been mentioning, a potential pullback could come into play very, very soon. Though it's not a position that I'm personally looking to trade the pullback, as we're still extremely bullish. But again, once you've taken out major liquidity on the higher time frame, which is this daily high over here, you can always expect kind of like a deeper retracement. Now, going into gold, last of all, gold has made a massive retracement in towards the downside, but that's actually a good thing because we've come back down towards a lot of liquidity, and who knows, we could now definitely see a potential pushback up. We've come into the previous weekly open level over here where we found some support, also known as a area of daily demand, right? So an overall daily sell for the buy. Now, daily fractal structure remains bullish. On the 4-hour time frame, we've taken out a lot of liquidity, and on the 1-hour time frame, we've now seen a 1-hour change of character. So who knows, from here we could potentially see a kind of like a continuation again back up towards the weekly open. So I would be looking for some lower time frame long positions on gold for today. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to go live in Discord this morning, so make sure to be inside the Discord server. These sessions inside Discord are never recorded, so if you want to join in, make sure to check out the link in the description. There's a link to the Discord server right there. And yeah, guys, hope you guys are being able to capitalize on GU and EU shorts, and wish you all a fantastic trading day. Speak soon.